This Friday, July 1st, one of the most talked about pieces of legislation in the country takes effect. Florida's Parental Rights and Education law from 2,000 miles away. That new law could impact Colorado. 9 News producer Victoria Valenzuela explains.
And what they're saying there is kindergarten through 3rd grade, you can't have instruction on sexual orientation and things of that nature.
As of July 1st, teachers in schools in Florida could be sued if they talk about sexual orientation or gender identity in kindergarten through 3rd grade classrooms. Anyone could file a complaint. From there, the district has 1 week to address it and 30 days to resolve the issue.
Those deadlines for a school are incredibly short. If you had 50 parents that raised an issue in the same week, you'd have to respond within 7 days.
With the way the law is written, 9 News legal expert Whitney Traylor says it leaves schools and their teachers in a legal gray area.
It's supposed to apply to lesson plans, not spontaneous, informal classroom conversation. But
for instance, can an LGBTQ teacher mention their partner in class?
The problem is a parent can sue and say, hey, you were having instruction, class had started.
Traylor says beyond the gray area, the law just addresses a problem that doesn't exist.
People just completely took a little bit of the narrative and just ran with it. This is politicizing the educational sphere for sure.
Traylor expects to see lawsuits challenging the constitutionality of the state law, and it could go a number of ways. If this goes to the U.S. Supreme Court, it could shape legal precedent nationwide.
Courts are going to say, yes, this is or isn't constitutional.
This is similar to the Masterpiece cake case here in Colorado.
If somebody violates that, let's say there's a state law that conflicts with that, well, that's what the trials are for, and whether or not the federal supersedes.
And even if the case doesn't make it to the U.S. Supreme Court, we could still see an impact in our state.
Colorado doesn't have to follow Florida, but certainly what's happening in other legislatures and other courts is going to have some effect.
Traylor says when the U.S. Supreme Court denies to take up a case, it can leave highly politicized issues in the hands of states.
It's saying we're just not addressing it.
That means what happens outside of state lines could push Colorado lawmakers to act.
Here in Colorado, we're starting to get even more left-leaning, if you will, just based on our last few elections. So I would be shocked if there was such a bill that was passed in Colorado. I wouldn't be shocked if it was proposed.
Regardless of how this could impact Colorado,
regardless of what side you're on,
Traylor says you should educate yourself.
Particularly on the state's side, because it's so much easier. You can get a hold of your city council person and your state legislator.
Victoria Valenzuela, 9 News.
And the U.S. is on track to break a record for number of bills targeting the LGBTQ community. In fact, NBC News analyzed data that shows the annual number of bills skyrocketed between 2018 and 2022. Now, 4 years ago, states proposed 41 anti-LGBTQ bills. You can see that shaded in the orange there. We have since surpassed 200 in just the first half of this year. The proposals target everything from the opportunity for trans people to receive gender-affirming care to the opportunity to compete in gender-identified sporting events.